Yeah, good morning. Yeah, really early one this morning. I've got a lot to do today. I'm having a long run. I've got a client tonight, and yeah, I'm very grateful about that. And it occurred to me today. I really hope I don't seem smug. Um, I mean, I do feel very blessed that I'm like actually in a good place in my life at the moment, and I'm very grateful for that. And it's not always been like that. I can remember, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, of sitting in AA meetings, and I could see people visibly flinch when I was about to start speaking. They're thinking, "Oh my God, what's he going to start talking about now? What's happened to him this time?" I was like a walking EastEnders or something. So yeah, it's good not to be in that place anymore. Um, which kind of brings me on to gratitude, really, and that's because even when all that stuff was going on, um, I was still, sort of meditating. I was, well, trying to. I was still practicing yoga and exercising. But some other practices that I've sort of brought to bear have really helped sort of bring me to a good place where I'm at the moment. And I just mentioned gratitude, and I think that's a really important one. And it's a precept of Buddhism that all human life is suffering, and the cause of that suffering is desire. It's our desires that cause us to suffer. Now that's not sort of some sort of Victorian uh, prescription for sort of like not having sexual preferences or what have you. What it is, it's saying, well, it's that feeling when you know it's happened to me with various things. People think, right, I really want that car. I don't know, whatever it might be, a Mercedes, for the sake of argument. And think when I get that, I'll be really happy. And they get it, and they might be happy for a little while, but then it's very fleeting, and then they're back to where they were before. And it's that whole thing. So, and then your mind will come up with more things that it wants, and more things and more things, because basically your mind is just like a problem solver. The ordinary mind is just a problem solver. And that's one of the things that I like about meditation, is that it calms that down. Um, and so, what's this on? So anyway, one way of flipping that around is by gratitude, because if we're making a list of things that we want, then we're constantly striving towards them. Now, what I do, and I got this from The Secret, but it's also recommended by Alcoholics Anonymous, and I think all the other 12-step programs, is instead of making a list of things that you want, is making a list of things that you're grateful for. Then you're looking back, and you're looking at, well, look how far I've come. And I'm going to do this again. Oh no, sorry. And I can't see the numbers. That's the trouble. Glad I'm so professional. And anyway, yeah. So just to recap, yeah, it's so you got a list of things that you're grateful for. Every day I make a list of 10 things that I'm grateful for. They can be the same things. I'm grateful that I've got my daughter. I'm grateful I've got a good relationship with my daughter, for one thing. I'm eternally grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I've got somewhere to live now. But making a list of sort of 10 things that you're grateful for, and the first thing in the morning, that starts you down on a very positive note. And another thing that I got from The Secret is that, now I can't remember this guy in South Africa. He had his son, I think, was very, very ill, and it's a weird thing. What he did, he found a stone in his garden. It was a nice stone that fitted like in the heft of his hand, and like every night before he went to bed, he thought through the the events of the day, and was, you know, the things that he was grateful for at the end of the day. And I'll try and do this so that, you know, in the mornings you make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for. At night you're holding your, well, I've got a crystal, that's what I use. I like crystals, you know, a bit of an old hippie. And you know, I like to go through the events of the day and the things that happen through the day that I'm happy about and I'm grateful for. And this helps me. This works for me, and it does seem to have made my life better. It is a sort of thing that they suggest that you do on a 12-step program, and you know, 12-step programs have had a lot of success with alcohol and, you know, drug abuse and gambling and overeating and all sorts of things. So I would never knock anything they suggest. So I think that's what it's going to be for today. I'm just going to say, well, you know, a bit more gratitude, folks. Be grateful for what we got, and but that's not to say not to want things, but it's, you know, just to be, you know, sort of grateful, and then you can look back and see how far you've come. I'll just finish on this. I remember once doing a marathon in Luton of all places, and I was running along, and it was kind of like just into the second half of it, and I was just, it wasn't so much that I was tired, I was just really getting fed up. And I turned to the bloke who was running next to me, I said, I'm really fed up with this. He said, well, you know why? I said, no. He said, well, look behind you. And when I looked behind, you could just see right the way back for about 4 or 5 miles that we'd just been climbing up this long, slow hill. And it wasn't apparent that, you know, we'd been climbing up that, but we had, and that just made me feel better, because I thought, you know, I was able to say, look, yeah, look how far I've come. So yeah, be grateful and look how far you've come. Right, I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.